G'day, this is Jason Sweezy here from Forex U-Turn and Forex Pipsnagger. I'm shooting this video today to share some experiences with you that I have learned along the way about different scenarios in trading that I hope will help all of you to trade much better. I first want to start with how important the PC that you have and the connection you have. There's so many factors that could really hurt you while you're trading, and there's so many scenarios where a lot of people, including myself, actually thought the broker was doing something to me, and when they weren't. So anyway, I first want to start off with for the past 7 years, I've had cable TV internet. I'm not going to say the name of the company, but they're in Canada, and I was led to believe by a fellow co-worker when I used to work in a factory back in time. I was led to believe that cable internet is better than telephone internet. Well, I learned differently today. Okay, so anyway, for 7 years I had cable internet. I was living in a place where it was an apartment building. Okay, where they had what they call mini wire. I don't know if some of you know what this is, but it was the actual cable, original cable wire that they used to use back in the early 70s. Okay, when they hooked up cable. And if you look at your cable now today, which is the same thing as RG6 cable, okay, satellite cable you'd use for your satellite TV, it's almost the size of a pen or a pencil in diameter. Okay, well, back in the 70s, it was half of that size. So anyway, because cable internet is shared, okay, it is shared with other people in your area, your neighbors, you're in an apartment building. If they're all got cable internet and they're all using it at the same time, it's going to reduce your megabytes per second download and upload. Okay, so when I was running this in the last place I lived, where this building was older, it was built in like 1972 or something. I had this mini wire there, and I had all these problems where I was losing connection. Um, you know, with my platform, I kept calling up the broker and saying, "Hey, what's going on here? Like, I'm losing connection. Are you guys still running?" And they go, "Yeah, we're still running perfectly fine." And I'd scratch my head against the walls, bang my head against the wall, going, why? And I thought that they were actually screwing with me, okay, but they weren't. Okay, it was my connection on my side where I was paying like $50 a month to this cable company, which I thought I had a pretty good connection where I should have got 6 megabytes download and so forth. But really, in reality, because it was shared and because it was running through that mini wire, okay, I might have been lucky to get 1 megabyte or a bit or whatever you call it of of speed. Okay, so because of this, I was losing connection. When I would go and I would click on the order window to place a trade, I would have latency of seconds would go by sometimes even 5 or 7 seconds, when really in reality it should be just a few seconds. Okay, but anyway, this is what was going on. So then I went and I got a new modem, and it was a really good modem. And still, I'd lose connection. I wouldn't have super fast execution. So if you're experiencing this, it's because if you have cable internet, this is probably why. Okay, you might think your broker's screwing with you, but they probably aren't. Okay, if they're a pretty good legitimate place. Um, so so anyway, then I moved. Okay, recently to a newer apartment building, nicer and newer, nice, really nice place, and Anyway, so we had this building was built, I believe, in 1989 or so. So all the cable that was running in this new building is definitely the new cable. Excuse me. That's basically the size of a pen or a pencil in diameter. Okay, so I thought for sure that when I move here, that all my problems were going to go away. I wasn't going to lose connection anymore. I was going to get super fast execution. Everything was going to be fine and dandy. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? No, that is not the case. What happened? And let me tell you why. Because this building that I live in, for one thing, they don't really offer much. You can't have satellite TV here, so you can't get satellite internet. You can't use satellites in this building. They don't allow them. So it's either the telephone or the cable company. And guaranteed, a lot of people in this building that I moved into have cable internet. So yes, there was times when it was super fast and I would have super fast execution, but still at most other times, it wasn't fast because it was cable and because cable is shared. Okay, so think of it this way. Think of it as you're at your house, okay, and you're watering your lawn, okay. So now say that everybody at the exact same time in your like 10 block radius, they're all watering their lawn at the same time. Well, what do you think's going to happen to the pressure of your water? It's going to go right down. It's going to go from a shooting stream to just a little spout coming out of your hose. And this is the exact same idea that is happening when you use cable internet. Okay, from my experience anyway, from where I live. So maybe it's different where you live. I don't know, but I'm telling you my experience. My experience is stay away from it. But anyway, so because of this, because of all these people in the building that were using cable internet, okay, there was times I would go to get into a trade, I would get filled at a bad fill. I would have like 5 and 10 second latency. Like that is really bad. Like the market can move 10, 20 pips in 10 seconds. Every 10 milliseconds is critical, especially if you're a scalper. Okay, and I usually scalp a lot, so it is so critical. If you know what I mean, you could lose hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands, depends what you're trading. So anyway, so then I uh, I basically said, okay, well, let's try the telephone internet. Well, let me tell you, when I got this telephone hooked up, this internet, yeah, it's just a thin little wire, compared to the thick cable wire. But guess what? It is my own, very own private DSL line. Okay, I am not sharing it with nobody. Now, when I click the button and I get into a trade, I'm telling you, we're talking less than 20 seconds, 20 milliseconds, which is zero point 0.2 of a second. Okay, because there's 100 milliseconds in 1 second. Okay, this is the kind of speed I'm getting in and out of the trade. It's just mind blowing, and I'm not losing connection hardly ever. I have like 3 platforms running because I like to look at the US dollar index from one platform. I like to look at one other thing. I like to look at the pound. I like to look at the euro. So I like to look at. Oh, sorry for the blackness there for a second, but my screensaver went off. I'm just showing you my, what do you call it? My desktop, whatever, saver there. Okay, so anyway, my my speed is unbelievable. Like when I went to go and like fool around on the internet and surf on the internet and click on this and click on that, the pages open up like zing instantly. It's like night and day difference because I have my own personal line that's not shared. Okay, It's just mind blowing. So it's not. I don't work for the telephone company. I'm not trying to convince you to change your internet, but I'm just sharing my experience with all of you because I want you guys to succeed here, and I don't want you to think that, oh, maybe my broker's out to get me or something. Okay, so there's that part of it that I experienced, and then there's other things too where if you're running an old computer, okay, like a Pentium 4 or something, it's like, well, that can slow you down if it's full of dust, if you didn't clean it out properly every 3 months or something, that could be a problem. I just went out and spent $2,100 on a brand new computer. I got a 6 core um, processor that cost $700 alone, just the processor. I got 24 gigabyte memory. And I got an oversized power supply on it. I got it just loaded right up here because I want something super fast and super reliable, and this is what you need in trading, okay, to accomplish this. So I covered two things here, okay, your internet. Okay, that makes a big difference in your trading. And then you have your computer. If it's too old and you're dead serious about becoming a professional trader, then you need to invest. It's your tools. It's like a bricklayer. I used to be a bricklayer by trade, by the way, back in my early young days. If I was to be able to lay bricks, level and plumb, I needed a level, and I needed a trowel, and I needed all the other tools too. I needed a hammer, and I needed joiners. Everything to do the trade right. It's the same thing if you're going to take this serious, and I hope you are, okay, you need to invest some money and go and buy a computer. And another thing I want to say, if you're trading on a laptop, okay, that is the wrong thing to trade on, okay, because it is like half an inch thick. It's like it heats up. It's going to overheat the parts. Like sure, it might work good for you. For some people, but if you're really serious and you want to be a successful trader, you really want to take it serious, and you really want to go out and buy a desktop where you have a real good cooling system, cooling everything off so that your processor can process all the commands much, much faster, meaning you click buy, boom, you're in the trade. You click sell, boom, you're in the trade. You click close, boom, you're out of the trade. There's just no, fooling around. And this is why you need to get a good computer with a good, rock solid, super fast, high speed internet connection. Okay? Um, and another thing I want to say is that in your trading, I still have a few minutes to talk here. Um, trading is something that you use your emotions to trade. Like you got to be very, very disciplined. So another thing that I've noticed, in my trading is that I basically started to exercise now, and I'm breathing better. I'm more alert. Everything is much more better. I'm doing my trades better because, I'm really trying to stick with the trade and not get out, even though it goes against me a little bit. If I know I did the trade right in the first place, at least 8 times out of 10, then I'm doing fine. So I just want to say that there's all kinds of things in your life that can really affect your trading. Like say you just broke up with your girlfriend, or if you're female and you broke up with your boyfriend or your husband or wife, that could affect your trading. You might want to stay away from it for a while. It's all, oh, lost the screensaver again. It's all, discipline. And, maybe you're overweight a few pounds. Try and get in. Why I'm telling you this is try and get into a routine where you're going to try and lose weight, and stick to your goals. And then when you go to do your trading, you say, okay, I'm going to plan the trade and trade the plan. This is very important. And another important thing before you trade is You got to eat something. Food is brain power. You need brain food to be able to do your trades and execute them and find the setups and find them properly instead of getting frustrated and going into a trade when you shouldn't have and losing and then getting frustrated and getting into another trade and another trade and another trade and the next thing you know you've done 10 trades and you've lost 20-30% that day. Like, this is what you don't want to do. So like I said, I only got about a minute left here. This is YouTube. So I just want to say I covered all these things where your internet connection, your PC, your discipline, being disciplined and doing exercise each day if you don't do exercise, and going for a walk if you have to go for a walk, and then another thing is the last thing I said. What was it? I can't forget now. Oh, holy jeez. Oh yeah, the food. Make sure you eat before you trade. Okay, so these are all some great tips that I just wanted to share with you that I myself have experienced, and because I've overcome them all, I'm trading better, and I want all of you to trade better, and I just wanted to share this vital information to you, and I think it's priceless what I just shared with you. So anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.